We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, here with Josh. Welcome, Wargamers, to the side-scroller campaign. This is the Ascension of Madness. We're going to have a team of Blood Angels. They're going to be entering a massive fortress, and this fortress will be going up into the sky, and at the very top will be a Chaos Lord holding a relic, a special relic of Blood Angels that help them stave off the effects of the Black Rage. It doesn't cure it, but it helps to kind of like
Reduce,
contain the effects of it, because, you know, Black Rage and everything, they might as well be chaos. And that's what I think. So in this video, what we're going to do is go over all the mechanics that we've created for the side-scroller campaign and the board that we will be using. Now, the board is behind us right here. This was specially made for this campaign by Adam Rogers, Greenleaf Terrain. He did a fantastic job creating this vertical terrain, which I was very excited for because it reminded me of the video games that I used to play growing up with the side-scroller aspect, where it just went from side to side, and it just was kind of 2D in that respect, right? And so that's what this is going to be. We're going to have to be going from side to side, hence the name side-scroller, and many upgrades, many levels, many video game-esque features that this game or this campaign will offer. Now, what we're doing is we're doing everything in pairs, so half of this campaign will be in the MiniWarGaming Vault. So if you're not a Vault member, we invite you to click on that link below to see the first mission that this campaign has. There will be a total of 11 missions in total, so it's a good meaty campaign right after the break, right after the holiday. We're jumping right in here, filming this for you guys, and we're so excited. And it's Blood Angels versus Chaos. So I can't even, like... Didn't mean to cut myself off there, it was weird. I gotta bump the table and hit the remote and it turned it off. But this is the board that we're going to be playing on. There's certain mechanics that have been suggested by viewers on Facebook. We created our own Facebook page for this campaign, and we've taken some of those suggestions, and we'll be crediting those people who've come up with these awesome ideas, and it's fantastic. We're very excited to be implementing them in our campaign. This is an overall view of the board. This board is modular, so we're able to mix-match it accordingly. And so there's going to be many opportunities for various board types, all going up, all vertical, all with the platforms. Sneaking. This is the first mechanic that we will be talking about, suggested by Drad and Deadeye Duck, and actually a lot of other people, but they were the first ones that we read. And this alert system, or sneaking system, will consist of making successful initiative tests. If this is successful, then whatever models that we have here will be able to move behind cover undetected, and therefore sneak past the enemies who do not see them, who would otherwise be able to see them. Because if they go out and they fail their initiative test, then these guys are alerted and they're able to shoot at them and assault them and so forth. Malco888 suggested this fall system / push system, and it's going to be very exciting. So right here, these two are in base-to-base contact, and they are right up against the railing. Instead of making the regular close combat attacks, what we've decided to do is implement this pushing, falling system. We do that by them making strength tests. Whoever beats the other gets to push the other right off, and they fall down onto the platform underneath. Depending on the platform that they fall on, they will take a hit equal to the inches that they have fallen. So this one, since there's no floor, he would fall through it and land on the one below. So he actually goes 2 levels down. That's 12 inches apart. He takes a strength 12 hit, and basically on a 2 up, he's wounded. He makes his regular save, but if he fails it, then he's dead. Same thing goes for our characters. If he was thrown over, he would take a strength 12 hit, and if he failed, he'd be instant killed. If there was a platform that he fell on, then he would take a strength 6 hit. He wouldn't be instant killed if it was one of our characters. One of these little peons though, this cultist, he'd probably die though. He only has improvised armor. Stephen suggested this. I say his name like that because he has it spelled uniquely. He suggested a Hammer of Wrath drop-down system where if we jump down a level and we land, models within a D6 radius take Hammer of Wrath hits, not in close combat. So it's like a shockwave. And you may be thinking, well, in the previous scenario, he just fell down 6 inches and took a strength 6 hit, but this is deliberate. He's jumping down, landing on his feet. He's not landing on his back. So that's why nothing happens to the hero. We're taking a special injury chart implemented by Heralds of Ruin. So we're taking what they've created and we're altering it slightly, but it's very close to what they've created. During gameplay, if models are reduced to 0 wounds, they roll on an injury chart. Depending on what they roll, they can be knocked down, stunned, or out of action. If they're out of action, then they make a further roll on a special injury chart. If they have to make a roll on a special injury chart, that happens at the end of the mission. There is a chance for these guys to actually be killed out of combat, so there is a danger factor that we'll be implementing because it's more risky and it feels more tense that way. For the first half of this campaign, every other mission will consist of a rescue mission, which means that there will be a teammate that will be added to the overall team, and that will consist of a guy trapped in a prison, and our hero or heroes rescuing him by making an initiative check on the computer system nearby. Reason why it's an initiative check is because typically there's going to be nearby enemies who will see them and be running towards them and shooting at them. So they'll have a limited amount of time to save their comrades in order to add them to their team so that they have more firepower to kill the enemies. Some missions will consist of boss units. These boss units, if defeated, will provide D3 upgrade points that can be spent on the characters in between missions. Every team member starts out at level 1, which you can see here on the first row of guys. There's going to be a maximum of 5 team members at any given time. They each have a potential to be level 3, which you will see here represented by the models in the back. Models in the middle are level 2. The upgrade points will be spent on team members to upgrade them to further versions of themselves, and those versions will be better represented by war gear and armor. For example, this Blood Angel Jump Pack Assault Marine starts off at level 1 with a chainsword and bolt pistol. An upgrade point could be spent for 1 point and he'll be upgraded to level 2, and he'll be upgraded to a plasma pistol and power fist. And if 1 more upgrade point is spent on him, he'll go to level 3 and he'll become a sanguinary priest with an Angelus bolt gun and a power fist. And when I say sanguinary priest, of course I mean sanguinary guard. Take a look at the bosses that we'll be fighting in this campaign. The names of these bosses were provided by you, the viewers. And we're going to credit who came up with the names after, and their backstories as well. They will provide upgrade points to the hero, and they're going to have their complete levels dedicated to them, themed. There will be more bosses than this closer to the end of the campaign. We're not sure what they are yet, but we'll add them as we go. Every mission will consist of 2 bonus crates, represented by a very nice looking vending machine. This bonus crate will be a special rule or a skill or an upgrade that'll be added to a single character, which will roll on the Chaos boon table for, discarding the Spawn Hood and Dark Apotheosis. In the event that Josh rolls a 6-4, 6-5, 6-6, he'll just get multiple rolls on the Chaos boon table, respectively. It's always fun to find power-ups in a level, I'll tell you. Now, it's one of the best things in looting through crates. Now, it's also going to be represented by a roll. So if he rolls a die and he gets a 1, nothing. At 2 to 5, then he'll make a roll on the Chaos boon table. But it's not actually the Chaos boon table because that's Chaos, and it's Blood Angels doing it. So it's just the table that they'll be drawing from. And on the roll of a 6, he gets to roll twice on the Chaos boon table. So those are the basics for the side-scroller campaign. Each mission will be unique and have its own mission parameters, which will affect the environment, the board, the enemies, and the players. Josh will be the player in this. I will be DMing it or GMing it. So I'll be representing Chaos on the battlefield, and you'll be representing Blood Angels. You'll be the team going through, and I will be the environment or the board trying to stop you. Obviously, we're not going to make it so it's like, I'll just fill in 1,000 cultists because, that's not fun. But
You'll burn through 1,000 cultists.
You think you could?
That might take a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it's going to be a lot. I've waited so long for this, Josh. This is actually months in the making.
This is a lot of,
Yeah, there was a lot of planning behind this, and I don't think I've ever actually planned a campaign as long as this. Usually the campaigns that I do are Path to Glory style, or it's something of that nature where, maybe a day or two to prep, and then we can go with it. But this has been months because of the board and the parameters and just the creativity behind it. So can't thank Adam enough for creating this board. Very excited. So if you want to see mission 1, click on the link in the video description below so that you can watch that and gain access to the entire campaign when you remain a Vault member, because half of the missions will be in the MiniWarGaming Vault. If you're not a Vault member, we invite you to click on that link below and sign up for a 7-day free trial to the MiniWarGaming Vault so that you can see that video, mission number 1, and the entire campaign. And Vault members help to support us. They enable us to make these campaigns, make everyone here that makes campaigns. It enables all of us to do it. So thank you very much for your support. And we're going to go into a brief story time for this campaign, so stay tuned for that. The Thunderhawk banked sharply as it began its final approach. Chaplain Arcavious looked over the warriors accompanying him. Nardo paced back and forth. As a true son of Sanguinius, he felt most at home when soaring through the sky, propelled by his jump pack. Brother Gaius took stock of the available heavy weapons. No enemy of the Emperor could hide from the destruction Gaius rained down from afar. Sanguinary priest Arrow whispered prayers and devotions to bless his fellow warriors. The skilled oratory of the priest could exhort blood angels to feats of heroism worthy of legend. Librarian Levedo sat alone in quiet meditation. Arcavious was wary of any who wielded psychic power, but the effectiveness of the librarian could not be denied. Alarms suddenly began to wail, and the gunship shook as it began to take ground fire. A mighty explosion threw Arcavious from the crafts, and the world suddenly became dark as he impacted the ground. Arcavious groaned as he regained consciousness. There was no sign of either the Thunderhawk or his fellow Astartes. Unsure of the fate of his squad, he set off towards the imposing shape of the fortress he knew contained his target.